Welcome everyone to today's episode of Flat Tire Dan. As always, I want to start out by thanking everyone who has been viewing our episodes, has subscribed to the channel, and has been following us on Instagram, flat_tire_Dan. As always, we're really grateful for everybody who's been tuning in. So today's episode actually has a lot to do with our Instagram page. Last week, we use Instagram to kind of post some little hints or snippets on what might be coming up next or what's going on, and last week we put a post on Instagram of a rather large addition to the fleet here at the channel, and then I realized today that I haven't followed up with at least a brief episode on YouTube about what we were talking about. So I thought I would take a couple minutes here today just to kind of give you a quick look at it. Obviously we're going to be doing a lot more with it, and give you a much sort of my deep dive into it in the future. But I figured I would at least give you a couple minutes to kind of explain to people what our Instagram post meant last week. So let's take a look at it. So here she is. This is a 2020 Wildwood FSX 260 travel trailer toy hauler. So on our Instagram page last week you saw a picture of the Can-Am, the side-by-side that went into the back into the cargo area, and that it actually fit, because it's a rather large machine for kind of a smaller camper. I was pretty confident, obviously, when I bought it, that it would fit, but we were able to confirm that when we got it home. So let's just take a real quick look, and then, like I said, we'll get into it much better in the future. So it's about 28 feet long, weighs about 5,000 pounds empty, and has a GVW of about 8,000 pounds, which means it can hold about 3,000 pounds. For reference, my side-by-side weighs about 1,700 pounds without me in it. So plenty of cargo. My truck, my F-150, is rated to tow 11,000 pounds. So I'm still a good solid 3,000 pounds over, the maximum that this camper could ever weigh. Real quick, just give you a look at it. Like I said, we're gonna get into it a lot deeper. We'll walk around back. You kind of see the cargo door, which is a ramp, and then also folds down into like an outdoor patio. So it'll fold all the way down to the ground, obviously, to drive the, whatever it is, the side-by-side or the jet ski. The jet ski will actually fit in this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But that's the ramp, and then it has some cables on it where you can fold it out kind of level, and it makes sort of an outdoor patio. Exterior is kind of a clad aluminum, which is nice because it's entirely weatherproof. Not so much on this side, but this camper has a lot of windows. Over here is mostly mechanical stuff. 30 amp shore power. That's the hot water heater there. That's a vent for the refrigerator and the heater. You've got your sewer connections here. Back up a little bit. Front pass-through storage, and up there on the roof you've got the air conditioner and another vent for the refrigerator. Walk around the front. Now the front of the camper is actually a molded fiberglass, just for aerodynamics when you're going down the road. There's your dual propane storage. It's got a power tongue jack underneath that little bucket there. The battery's back there. We'll step back here to get a kind of better look at it from this side. So you can see big windows all the way down the sort of what they call the camping side of this camper. There's the other side of the pass-through storage. Good sturdy steps, and a ton of windows. Right there is your 15-foot retractable awning with LED lighting below that, and I'll make sure I'll show you that in the when I do the deep dive kind of walkthrough on this. But let's just take a quick look inside and see what it looks like. I'll open this up a little bit for you. All right, so good sturdy steps with good sturdy legs on them. That's always an important selling factor for me. And as we walk in, you kind of get a look back here. This is the sort of living and cargo area. So, in transit, your cargo sits in this area. It's got D-rings on the floor all over the place. Most of them are covered up by carpets by now. But it's got D-rings to fasten everything down. Those back sort of picnic bench dinette seats fold up into the wall. You put that table out of the way, and you can pull your, whatever it is that you're hauling in here to travel. And then when you get where you're going, you take it out and it turns into living space. Nice little efficient kitchen, nothing crazy. Gas range and stove, all right. Microwave with range hood that vents outside. Nice farmhouse sink. And then this dinette actually folds down into sleeping quarters. So obviously you lower the table down, you slide the pads over, and it becomes what they call a king size bed. But what really kind of sold me on this camper, as well as the fact that It was light enough for me to tow with my F-150 and could hold anything that I owned to put in it. One of the big selling features when I went to look at this camper was the windows. I mean, it's just a ton of glass everywhere. I'll try and back up and give you a better look. Like, that's a big living room window right out to what they call the camping side of the camper. It's got this wheel well bump, right, for the wheel wells, but it's drive on. So literally in the literature, it says drive on wheel well. So if you look at the picture on Instagram with the side-by-side, and I'll include it at the end of this video, the front tire of the side-by-side actually sits right on that wheel well. And I'm doing this with my phone, not my GoPro, so the video is not going to be quite as good. But here's the bathroom, kind of a unique layout, and this is what you get with kind of these smaller campers where they're trying to make everything sort of super efficient. You actually have a walk-through bathroom into the master bedroom, which for me is fine. I mean, it's only going to be me in here, and so I don't mind walking through the bathroom to go to my bedroom. I'm going to be the only person that ever goes into my bedroom, but kind of a unique layout, and actually... And I'll kind of leave this out there till I can show you. It works really well because of the length of my jet ski trailer. And I'll just kind of leave it at that for now. But if you go into the bathroom, you kind of see it's got a, you know, a nice little vanity and a medicine cabinet. Stand-up shower, which is nice. I mean, I'm on the shorter side, so there's plenty of room in there for me to take a shower. Over here, close this, open this door here. You got the toilet area, right? And then back in here, you've got your bedroom. You've got a couple of closets, your full bed, cabinet above the closet. Again, big windows everywhere in this camper, which is crazy. Nice, tons of natural light. And every window here comes with a blackout shade. So you can, you know, kind of shut it down if you want to sleep in the middle of the day. And you can certainly, you know, keep it from people looking inside to seeing what you have in here. And so, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys sort of a quick view of what it was that I was talking about on Instagram last week. We'll kind of walk back around this way. That's that big window. Outside, we've got speakers, right, that are Bluetooth controlled, that you can tie into, obviously, the stereo system inside to play music, but it also has a connection out here for a television. And if it's a smart TV, you can connect the smart TV to the speaker system as well. Stabilizer jacks on all four corners, which is nice. That's kind of unique to toy haulers because of the weight that you're going to carry. And then just kind of cool color graphics. I mean, and I'll get into the whole story on how I found it and, you know, sort of how I did talk on the channel about the fact that I just didn't think I could afford to go camping again. And then this thing popped up into my life. And so I'll get into that, you know, a little later as well. Cool graphics, kind of matches the color scheme of the channel with the grays and the reds, and kind of matches my truck, which I think is pretty neat. But it was a total surprise. You know, I've been keeping my eye open and kind of looking for something that I might be able to afford that kind of fit my budget and my needs. And I was kind of convinced, being frustrated looking for a while, that I was never going to be able to find anything. And then this thing kind of popped into my life, and you know, I jumped at it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to, you know, using it and bringing it on the channel and just going and exploring new places with it with our toys. So that's it. 2020 Forest River Wildwood FSX 260 RT used travel trailer toy hauler. I'll keep saying it. Like, how cool, you're not having a good time. Super excited. Like I said, I was convinced it was going to be truck bed tent, you know, just the life circumstances change and you can't get everything you want, right? But this thing popped into my life and it was a really good deal. And as far as I can tell, I mean, it is not only lightly used, it is barely used. Like, as far as I can tell, the camping stabilizers had never been down to the ground. They had never been sort of wheeled down to the ground, which means that whoever the previous owner was never actually camped in it. So super lucky, super grateful that we're able to find this and hopefully be able to use it to create cool content. Triton and I are getting ready to leave for our big trip. Some jet ski action out on Lake Erie, and then some hiking and some camping down in West Virginia. And we'll certainly be bringing you along for that. As always, super grateful for everybody who's been watching. And remember, stay tuned for more content from Flat Tire Dan. See ya.